They say you can't measure magic, that science and spirituality don't mix, that a witch has no place in a laboratory. But what if they're wrong?
Hello and welcome to Synapse Shadow. I'm Tegan Lleuad, your host, and I wanted to take a few moments to reintroduce myself and the new show. So, about me. Many of you may already know that I am the creator of the Moonshine website. I've been a practicing witch for going on 38 years now. Please don't do the math. But I have a master's degree in psychology from the University of Florida. Go Gators. And I'm also an indie author of paranormal/witchy books. I'm working on a few manuscripts that will be published in 2025, so next year. But here is what you may not know. I live in the spaces between what we can measure and what we can feel. My journey has led me to explore the depths of psychology, the mystery of witchcraft, and the mind-bending world of quantum physics. And yes, I've heard all the jokes about Eye of Newt in test tubes floating in a sea of dark matter. But here's the thing. We are living in an extraordinary time. Quantum physicists are discovering that consciousness might affect reality at a subatomic level. Psychological research is investigating phenomena our ancestors would have called magic. And ancient magical practices are finding validation in the most unexpected laboratory results. When I cast a circle, am I actually manipulating quantum fields? When particles appear to communicate instantly across vast distances, aren't we seeing what mystics have known for millennia? That everything in the universe is fundamentally connected. When quantum physics shows us that reality isn't as solid and separate as we once thought, aren't we discovering what practitioners of magic have known all along? That consciousness and connection are at the heart of everything. This podcast is for the curious, the questioners, the ones who've always suspected there's more to reality than what we can see through a microscope, and the ones who demand evidence before they'll believe in anything. In each episode, we'll explore one facet of where science meets magic. We'll dive into peer-reviewed research, examine magical practices, and ask questions that might make both your physics professor and your high priestess uncomfortable. Sometimes we'll start in the laboratory with hard data and repeatable results. Sometimes we'll start with folklore and then find ourselves knee-deep in quantum mechanics. But we'll always follow the thread that connects the two. I remember the first time these worlds collided for me. It was probably 20 years ago, and I was watching what was back then the newly released documentary, What the Bleep Do We Know? Everything clicked. And that sent me on this long and twisting path of research and practice. And by the way, if you haven't seen that movie, you definitely should. I'll put a link to it in the show notes for you. But that's what we're doing here. Not explaining away magic with science, but actually proving it. We are finding the places where both paths lead to the same truth. In our upcoming episodes, we'll explore consciousness and the mind-body universe connection. We'll dive into the shadow self, and in each episode look at how reality and magic can be shaped by the convergence of three fields: psychology and the study of consciousness, quantum physics, and witchcraft. We'll examine fascinating concepts like selective attention theory, quantum entanglement, the double slit experiment, Jungian shadow work, and how they all interconnect with traditional magical practice. If some of these terms are new to you, don't worry. That's exactly why you should tune in. We'll break down these concepts and show you how they relate to both scientific understanding and magic. For example, we'll explore how the observer effect shows up in both quantum physics and magical working, and what this means for consciousness itself. We'll look at how dark matter might relate to what practitioners have long called the void, and why quantum non-locality could explain aspects of spell work that science has struggled to understand. So whether you're a skeptic seeking understanding, a practitioner looking for validation, or simply someone who suspects there might be more to reality than we've been told, welcome. Let's walk between worlds together. I'm Tegan Lleuad, and this is Synapse Shadow, where we're discovering that magic and science might just be two different languages describing the same reality. Join me next time as we explore consciousness itself, what it is, how it works, and why both quantum physicists and witches think it might be the key to everything. Until then, keep questioning, keep exploring, and keep dancing between worlds.